Pizza.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken and chips.
McDonald's.
Diet Coke and Pepsi.
Bounty and Snickers.
I like chewy sweets.
My favourite crisps is cheese and onion, and that's an addictive.
Sometimes I just eat rubbish.
Loads of people are smoking these days, so you see it every day now.
Do you see people getting drunk and breaking out fights?
There's lots of people smoking and drinking a lot. Weed is a drug.
Heroin.
Cocaine is white stuff, and you sniff it through your nose.
We live in a society of increasing mass communication, advertising, television, newspapers and so on. And everybody in that society is under pressure from all sorts of information. Young people in particular are susceptible to that pressure and also to pressure from their peers to adopt habits which are not always in their best interests and certainly not in the interests of their health.
The mobile classroom is a totally unique environment. Our aim is to provide resources which the school wouldn't be able to provide in the classroom. We cover a lot of themes which link with the personal, social and health education which the school would be doing in their curriculum.
We tend to grab a star and bring it back down and just pop it under your pillow because we need lots of sleep because we need to grow lots and lots.
And the aim is we try and visit every class in the school from nursery up to year 6. Now some of those drugs we mentioned in that list were non-medical drugs. We believe it's very important to build on children's self-esteem. So for the brief period of time that the children are in the mobile classroom with us, we aim to make it a very positive experience for them, to make their contributions feel valued.
And the programmes are very carefully structured so that the children, year on year, they learn more.
Has anybody got any idea how many bones there are inside the human body? Go on, have a guess.
205?
That is a brilliant guess. Are you a doctor? Because there are, on average, about 206 bones inside the body.
Different foods do different jobs, you can always tell.
In the Year 1 programme, we're getting children to think about what constitutes a balanced diet. So we do it again through role play.
You'll feel fit and well.
We aim to involve the children. They blow the food into Harold's picnic baskets, and then they see on the screen the food appearing in his basket. 3. Something's happening.
Wake up, Harold!
No food for the picnic.
He doesn't realise it's in the basket. Do you want to tell him?
In the basket!
Have a look, Harold. He's going to look now.
Oh, my favourite healthy food. Thanks, everyone.
We're able to build a different relationship with the children, build a special sort of rapport, which is important in this sort of work because it allows children to explore issues which are potentially quite sensitive.
Cheer me up when I'm having a sad day. I can look after my friends and help them along.
I like Harold because he's funny. We saw the giraffe. I liked the bit when Harold had a headache.
He's got a headache, so Harold, you shouldn't really take this medicine.
I think a great strength of the Life Education programme is that it's been designed in such a way that it meshes quite naturally and comfortably with the 4 strands of the national curriculum for PSHE and citizenship.
Here's Brenda at school. What's she doing?
In the Year 2 programme, we'll be looking at different types of feelings and how we deal with different types of feelings. We have someone called Brenda. Her friends aren't speaking to her. And this is a sort of situation that can happen in most playgrounds.
Why is she all by herself?
The quality of the educators is incredibly high. They're able to establish a fantastic rapport with the children so that the children don't actually look on it as a learning experience, but actually look at it as a fun session. in that way they actually do learn and they do remember it.
Now this time when I put the scarf on, I'm going to be the teacher on duty at playtime, the playground.
In the year 3 we use exercise for various purposes. We can use it to get the heart rate up, to talk about heart rate and how it's important it is to exercise. So although it's good fun and the children are up enjoying themselves, moving about, there's a lot of learning going in there as well. Put your hand up if you can tell us what happened to your heart when you felt it then.
Right at the end. So what kind of things make us unique? What makes us different? Yusuf?
Our eyes.
Thank you.
Our skin.
Yeah, thank you.
Our teeth.
Lovely. In the Year 4 programme, a lot of the programme is to do with how amazing we are because we are all unique.
Ignition, lift off, all systems go.
We want them to appreciate that they can make decisions that are different to their friends and still be friends. And so we get them to think about what it would be like if we were all exactly the same and how dull that would be. So we visit a planet called Conformatron where everybody conforms.
We never think about what we do. We're all the same.
Thanks, Camille. Bye, Harold.
We also invite parents in so that parents can come and see what we do as well, and it will encourage them to go home and talk to their children about what we've done in here.
And they'll go, whoa! The parents are always very positive when they come in. We also talk them through the themes and the major thrust of the programme, so we give them an idea of where we're coming from and what our philosophy is.
Each one of you has a brain that looks like me, but you can't see it because it's safe inside your head.
The children are actually going to remember it really well because you know that you've got a professional delivery with top quality resources which in fact the school couldn't afford to buy.
In the Year 5 programme, we're aiming to try and put across this awe and wonder aspect, and we're also making that link between things like alcohol, how it can affect the liver, tar from cigarette smoke and how that will affect the lungs. So those are the things we're going to be picking up on later in the programme. Any idea what that black sticky stuff is called? Yeah. Yeah, tar not only blackens the lungs, but can actually block up the lungs and make it more difficult for the oxygen to get into the blood. And we'll talk about the lungs.
The Year 6 programme has a big emphasis on peer influence, on how other people similar ages to ourselves, how they can influence our choices and our decisions.
We all got to get drunk, otherwise it won't be any fun.
Yeah, I'll have some, Ben.
I don't want you to, and that's my dad's stuff.
Oh, come on, Jack.
Yeah, come on, Jack.
We focus on assertiveness skills, being able to stand up when somebody wants to say no, when they're in a difficult situation.
It's new, I'm worried it might get damaged.
Go on.
No, I don't want to lend it out yet.
Oh, come on.
I don't want to lend my bike to you.
The pressures are constantly surrounding them, particularly TV, video games, and the pressures are quite subtle.
If some people know the effects of drugs on the body, why do you think people might take drugs anyway?
To have much fun.
Yeah, they think we're going to have more fun.
They'll do it to calm down.
Yeah, okay.
They'll do it to think this, to make themselves look cool.
Okay. We also talk about having fun without taking drugs.
One of the things I like about the Life Education classroom is it's as trendy as any of the programmes will be. So it means that they can actually combat some of the negative publicity that actually goes to children. They're surrounded by the learning experience. It actually has a lot more clout than some of the external advertising that can happen.
We learnt how to deal with problems, and it was good because somebody would ask you, just take a cigarette, and we had to try and make them just go away from you.
I learnt something like what drugs can do and what it does to affect your body.
I like the video because it tells you how to deal with bullying and how to say no.
I liked it when we had to do the quiz.
The tube which carries the air to the lungs is called what? Is it the trachea, the esophagus, or the alimentary canal?
The trachea.
The trachea is right. It's another name for the windpipe. Well done, Luke.
When you come into a mobile classroom and you have the class, there'll be some familiar faces because you'll have seen them the year before or maybe a few years before that as well. And you know that it's because being in here has had such an impact on them.
And then a squash bit here.
And it is very positive because the children respond so enthusiastically and enjoy it. It's a wonderful job to do.
It's something really very special to the children. They look forward to it coming and they remember a lot about when it came before.
Shout energy! Fantastic! Put your hands on.
Over the last 2 years, we've seen a massive increase in bookings. Massive. And I think in the main, that's because schools trust the if you like, service that's provided. They think it's good, they think it's of high quality and it's consistent.
Life education, I believe, is very much in the forefront of leading the way in terms of educational philosophy and the way that we teach and work with the children. I think it's a very exciting environment in which to work.
All sorts of medical research now shows that what you start with in life is very, very important, and that environment and that influence on that environment is crucial, whether it's the brain, your metabolism, your exercise and so on. So any charity which supports education for children early on to adopt the right healthy habits so that their health later on is going to be as good as possible must be something worth supporting, and that's why I support this charity so strongly.